We have two cold fronts passing through South Africa this Wednesday. The first one is now headed towards the Indian Ocean, but the second bigger one is going to be sweeping across South Africa, giving us wet weather along the south and the east coast, extending into Mpumalanga. At the same time, cold air behind this cold front will result in very cold afternoon temperatures across the interior of the Western and Eastern Cape. Further into the interior, it's going to stay fine and dry, but afternoon temperatures are going to be much cooler compared to what we've been seeing lately. We are expecting up to a 40% chance of rain along the south coast and across Mpumalanga, where you see the darker shade of blue. Scattered rainfall is expected, extending along the east coast into the interior of KZN. The South African Weather Service has issued a warning for rough seas all the way from Alexander Bay into the East London area. We also have a watch in place for very cold afternoon temperatures. Wherever you see that shade of amber, temperatures will struggle to reach 10 degrees in some places. Now with that, here's a look at top temperatures for your Wednesday afternoon. A high of just 14 is forecast for Graafrenet. DR and Bishop will peak at 15, just 12 for Sutherland, the mother city 20. Also cold for George and Port Elizabeth, both peaking at 17, 19 in Durban. It's going to stay warm over the northeast, where Joburg peaks at 28, 30 in Pretoria and 31 for Polokwane, Mahikeng 27. It's also going to be cool for Uppington with a high of just 21 degrees. And now for a look at what the coastal areas have in store for your Wednesday. We are expecting poor beach conditions for Alexander Bay, the Namaqualand area, as well as around Langaban, thanks to the strong winds expected over these areas. Good beach conditions are forecast, however, around Lambert's Bay. Along the southwest coastline, poor beach conditions are expected around the Force Bay area, where winds could reach up to 40 kilometers per hour. We are expecting swell heights out in the open waters to average around 5 meters. Similar swell heights are expected as we go towards the south coast, and we are expecting poor beach conditions here thanks to the wet weather and strong winds, especially around Jeffreys Bay and Port Elizabeth. Lastly, a combination of strong winds and wet weather is going to keep beach conditions poor along the east coast, where winds could reach up to 50 kilometers per hour for the Wild Coast and East London. Swell heights will average around 4 meters.